What's going on, my friends? It's time. We got version 11. We've waited long enough. I've got the gauntlet plugged in. Let's get into it. We're starting out in our staging area that has a series of stops that are pretty chill to kind of, get what I need to describe of the gauntlet out of the way. If you've heard about this or seen it on Twitter or in YouTube comments relating to me getting version 11, this is the original course that would always destroy the FSD Beta when I first started using this setup. When I first tested this course back on 10.5 very early on, I've got an entire challenge playlist dedicated to the gauntlet runs, and I think out of what I just experienced right there was a result of the recall rollout. So it waited extra long. I waved the guy over and he went, which is good. But we've got several very challenging portions of this course. Originally on the highway code, the 8 East split and Hotel Circle were just no-go. It was impossible for the system to do it consistently. Sorry, it was impossible for it to do it reliably or consistently in any way. But now that we've got this system, we'll see how it goes. The 2 points coming up here that are important to look at are going to be, well, 3 points really. This initial right turn and the initiative problem it's had in recent builds. Now, it is only 7:30 in the morning. There's not a whole lot of traffic, so it shouldn't be as much of an issue. We should get up to this right turn and hopefully just proceed. But then the way it treats, wavy, the way it treats this left turn down to the 163 has been a very rocky issue for a long time. No one behind us, no one to the left. Pretty good, but we're kind of stumbling a little bit. All right, here's our left turn. Hopefully there's no stop problem. And oh wow, okay. That was really good. That was really good. I give that like a B plus A. I'll give it an A, that was good. 163 merge. Man, I'm almost not ready for this. It's been so long. Can we still get on this merge right? We've got cars coming. This is tough. This is short. It needs to jump over. Okay, point number 3 is done. Success. Okay. Let me gather myself here. I am both immensely excited. It's early, and I'm still a little flustered that I've got this now. So this is my first time ever using the system too. This is my debut at version 11, is the Gauntlet, the Friars Challenge. Now, that's also what you'll see it as, and in the challenge playlist, I've got a bunch of videos. Probably 30% of my channel is this. This pairing of exits up here has been a nightmare through and through. And I asked Homars when we were on our first spaces talking about version 11 when it first came out, and he said it was handling splits for him pretty well. Let's see. This is going to put that to the test. We want to stay in the proper lane, not try to go 8 East, freak out, get the red hands, red wheel, whatever, and we don't want to fly in a Hotel Circle too fast. We're also not really slowing down like crazy. We're still going about 100K. Oh, so smooth, so smooth. All right, we're not through the woods just yet. All right, will we have proper deceleration? We're going kind of quick, going kind of quick. Oh, the gradual slowdown. This might be the day, guys. This might be the day. I almost wish I did this with a lot more traffic, but I'm too excited. I need to do this, and I need to get it up ASAP. Oh, man. Okay, so the first right turn got a little wavy. I'd give that like a C. The left to get onto 163, after thinking about it, that was A+. Almost S-class material. Didn't quite feel like an S-tier move to me. That's very subjective. It's very, very subjective. Probably would have to be here with me to understand that. This is our final look, though, with this hairpin that we have our own designated right lane. That's the most important part about this upcoming turn, is that we don't need to stop. Now, coming down, it's like slowing down and pausing for a second makes total sense. But when you've got vehicles behind you, like I do, this isn't a scenario where you want to hold people up, especially coming off the highway. If you're clear, because we have our own designated lane, even though the vehicle doesn't know that, it should observe that pretty quickly. We just need to keep moving. So let's see how we handle the hairpin. We're coming in really tight, which I'm not super opposed to. Oh, getting on the brakes. I'm giving it throttle. Yeah, okay. That's still a little tough. I give that a D. And now, so we technically have Gauntlet version 2 because I'm pretty sure the roads down there are still closed off from the rain. This is the left turn that in the past it had gone way too wide on, and really last minute brakes. Okay. That was uncomfortable. I give that braking a D. Now, the last time I experienced this left turn and did it fine, early days, it went in way too sharp and was like in the oncoming lanes. But no, that was perfect. That was really good. So we are looking good so far. Now, this is going to basically take us down into Fashion Valley to the Chargers, which was the original course test, which was, all right, I need to go charge. I put in the destination. That's a really big pothole. We might not have hit it. I'm not going to put that against the system as far as the challenge goes, just because it's been raining a lot here in San Diego, and we don't know how to make roads here. It rains a little bit, and sinkholes everywhere. They need to go talk to the people in Florida and be like, what do you use? But that aside, I'm not going to count that. But this was the original way forgive me. I am really excited, so my brain's kind of all over the place. This was the original course idea to get to the superchargers just to charge, and it turned out to be a really tough course. And so yeah, the Friars Challenge was born, and thus the Gauntlet, which is a 3-lap version. So this is lap 1 done. We're going to go ahead and recycle back to lap 2. I'm just taking this time to sort of talk, maybe get rid of some of my anxious energy. If you just want to skip ahead, the chapters are down below. Lap 2 and lap 3. If it proceeds to succeed, I might add some laps and see if we find any point where it disengages or messes up. That first lap was really good. I give it an overall grade of a B, but no disengagements, which is fantastic. Now, this is also what I wanted to see, because if this road's closed off, that's why the original routing didn't happen. So maybe with lap 2, no, that road's open now. So with lap 2, I'll try to reproduce the OG Gauntlet, which is just that final double left where it stages over too late. Yeah, because I want to see if it stages properly. So without further ado, I'll see you guys at lap 2. All right, everybody, here we go. Lap 2. I've managed to recreate the old course by plotting a location slightly away from the Chargers, a little condo area on Camino de la Reina. So this is the original route that started it all, and hopefully we can recreate this easily enough. I do love that it tells you what it's doing. Stopping for stop sign, moving over for cyclist or pedestrian. Really, I love the extra information. It's great. All right. Understandably more annoyed at the stop sign execution, but that is due to the recall, so it's understandable. You know, if it allows us to keep playing with this amazing technology, testing it, making it better, I'm definitely a fan. I'm also a big fan of having the 10-second voice prompt that pops up if something weird happens. So here we go, slightly in these parking spots, which, you know, isn't ideal, I think, but there's no cars here, so no problem. Initiative is a little lax there, but, oh, what is that? It might be the person crossing in front of us. All right, let's go. Okay, the execution in this corner is beautiful and so well controlled. Oh man, yeah, that's like S tier. That's about as good as that's gonna get. I mean, I can't really say anything other than that on that one. So let's go. Number 2, 163 merge. Come on, 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 come on. Oh, kind of late, but it did it. All right. Whew, I got a little worried there. I was slightly concerned that with going into version 11, there might be some regression in the speed of execution right there, but it seems to be fine, which is really good. We haven't had any issues with the 163. I do like that it seems like we maintain our speed down here around these caution lights and all that would cause legacy NOA code to slow way down, sometimes below 80k, into the 70s, which is really slow. That's like getting down below, that's like 45 to 50 miles an hour, which is really excessive. Makes more sense if you're actually going 8 east, but not if you're trying to stay for the Friars exit. So I like that it maintains that. I can't say I'm too surprised given the feedback I've heard from AI Driver, Holmars, Dirty Tesla, Chuck Cook, all of the OGs, the tier 1 YouTubers as I call them. They've all been saying that the highway is amazing, and this is corroborating that. But let's see if it, oh, we stayed in the outer lane, which is really interesting. But it needs to change lanes. This is a first. This is a Gauntlet first, and that was beautifully executed. It didn't fight to, like, last minute swerve over. There was no lack of finesse there. And Hotel Circle is just running beautifully. Gradual deceleration, right into the corner. Man, as expected from pretty much everybody who's criticized the highway, the NOA code side of things. If it just had the city streets code, it would kill it every time. That seems to be the case. Now, we've got one more lap at least to make sure that there is no weirdness there. What I do like is we did discover something new. It stayed in the outer exit lane and then decided to get over. That's never happened in the history of this test ever. And I like it because it showed that just like us, if we don't get into that right lane, we're like, oops, we're in the outer lane, it corrects itself, and so smoothly. It's beautiful. All right, let's see how we handle the hairpin again. The hairpin for the City Streets beta code, for the actual FSD beta, which we can just call it truly FSD beta now, we don't have to delineate between the two. This has been one of the most difficult things because you have the left lane stop sign and then the throughput, or the through lane, and we always kind of seem to stop here. We got no one behind us, so I'm seeing how long. Way too long. Yeah, D tier. I'm giving it some throttle. So I don't want to, for the continuity of the video, I don't want to disengage to give the voice code, because I know that the prompt to send a report to Tesla is in that 10-second window after a disengagement occurs. Otherwise, it's just like blank navigation data. So, oh my God. FSD beta just broke me. There might be a lot of you that are looking at me like, why? What was important about that? If you have been following me for long enough, if you have been a part of this challenge for long enough on this OG route, really, all right, taking over, really sloppy. Man, that's unfortunate. The sun is right there. Ugh. First disengagement on the gauntlet. Really, dang, that sucks. Oh man, all right, I gotta realign my thoughts here. It got really wobbly. It was kind of going towards the median a little bit, but with the sun and the other car, and it just meh. But hey, that's why you have really good beta testers to take over, to make sure everything's okay. I'm well tuned to it and this course. Done it a million times, as you know. But to get back to why I was losing my mind, there is, just go watch any other of my gauntlet videos, any of them. And when it comes to that double left lane scenario, I always complain about the staging. It usually waits until you are like at the solid whites to finally get over to the left to prepare for that turn. And it has never, ever in any of the tests prior to today staged early, properly, after getting through that light. Ever. That's a first. We have 2 firsts on this gauntlet run today, my friends. And I am broken. Disengagement aside, that's our first disengagement in 2 laps. And I honestly think it's very circumstantial. The sun is blinding me right now. It is right in the forward 3 cameras of the system. It is hitting fisheye, main, and telephoto with all of its solar glory. So I don't know how much that is truly playing a factor. Photon overload. It's just too much. But yes, oh man, I am so excited about the way it navigated the 8 east split and final staging of that 2-lane left turn. So good. Oh man, all of my vigor and excitement about the system is returning, because this has been the one test that has always kind of leveled the playing field and brought everyone back down to reality. No matter how many times somebody said it's getting so good, the gauntlet was there to smack you back down and give you a little bit of a reality check. But today, the beta is really standing up to it. And, I mean, hey, we do have 1 disengagement. That's not total mastery. The first lap was sort of a different variant of the gauntlet, so more testing. I am probably gonna do enough laps to make sure that we've got a good amount of data for this one. Now, I am talking a lot. Fast forward to lap 3, 4, 5, however many I do. This video is very heavily analytical, so there's going to be a lot of talking, and I'll be likely watching this with you guys in real time through the Premiere option on YouTube. But I'll go ahead and go up to lap 3, and we will continue the testing. All right, everybody, here we go. Lap 3. Let's see how this does. We're hoping for no navigational fluke that takes us off course. That will be there. Check out the end of the video if you've made it this far. I will likely get pretty chatty and be giving a lot of thoughts on this. This is a very heavily analytical video, so feel free to use the chapter points, skip ahead if there's more laps to come, which I suspect there will be. This is going to be a more inclusive test given the brand new version 11 and how it behaves and a lot of the new behaviors I'm seeing, which are really, really cool. So, heck yeah, stay tuned. We are back though with our initial right turn. We are really quite far back. This is still a really difficult maneuver, which is kind of funny because it's rather simple. Nobody, well, one person to our left, and we seem to be waiting for him. I don't have anyone behind me, so I'm letting this happen. Really wild. They were a good, like, 200 meters away. All right. Let's see. Do we have consistent execution through this corner? Don't get tired, buddy. You got this. Oh, still beautiful. All right. I am feeling more and more confident to say that that left turn on-ramp entrance is fixed, is resolved in a glorious way. I know I've got a lot of really fantastic viewers that are heavily analytical. I'm definitely excited to see what Wes has to say as well, given the decisions that are being made. I hope you guys are okay with the nighttime display. I feel like it provides a much better contrast to what's going on to show. And, you know, truthfully, I would like to keep the screen on this display, which we can try out for this lap. I just don't want to lose track of where we're going. I'll try to keep an eye on everything, but to give us a better visual here. Sorry that I'm just now kind of experimenting with this. In my experience with customers, this has caused me to sort of question or miss turns in the past. Well, I guess my charge level will sort of determine how many laps we do, because we're down to 15%, which is okay. The sort of irony here is that I use this route to get to a supercharger to charge up, so that's what we're doing. Again, I do love that we don't excessively decelerate here. That's a massive step in the right direction, because it safely keeps you flowing with everybody. Now let's see. Do we choose the outer exit lane or the inner exit lane? Inner would be better. Excellent. Oh, little wavy. Little wavy. Caught itself though. Definitely some room for refinement. We've been pretty good here. We should show decent decel. Beautiful. All right. We are so far lap 3 for 3 on 80 split and hotel circle. And I'm not really all that surprised to know that moving to FSD Beta on the highway has solved those two problems. The legacy code was just outdated. It wasn't being updated. It wasn't as capable. Really happy to see that. And also really happy to not have to confirm permission for the system to actually change lanes on the highway. It has the same level of authority that it has on city streets. And I love that. It's going to make things, I think, a lot more cohesive. Really excited to bring out the RoboTaxi Reports. Given that I will have to be in Arizona out of town for at least 3 days next week without Mew, I won't be able to get as much content as I want. But I'm going to try to get as much as I can today and try to have some stuff ready. And next week, I want to try to get a RoboTaxi report ready for you guys. That'll conclude version 10 and start to open version 11. And I'm going to pause here to observe the hairpin. Yeah, nope. Too far back. We're totally clear. No one behind us. So hopefully if anybody from Tesla is watching, this is a really challenging scenario that is going to need a lot of work. There's a similar scenario that'll be a part of the Gauntlet version 2 or level 2 Gauntlet. However, it'll end up being called. I also feel like calling it the Friar's Circuit because the second version of the Gauntlet is going to create a lappable course of very difficult maneuvers, including this being the first half of the lap. Up until this turn up here, at least. But let's see about our early staging. It's already planning it. It's already planning it. Yes! It's like my favorite part of what's happening today. If we can just not mess up this left turn, though. Oh my gosh, this was amazing. Oh, that staging, that planning, that preemptive maneuver. And that was always a problem on the city streets code. It wasn't highway related. That was one of the only legitimate big concerns that I had for the city streets code. And man, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. All right. I'll chill out so we can fast forward through this red light and hopefully get this turn right. We are right in the sun. Don't cut in too early, buddy. Don't cut in too early. No one next to us this time. Yeah, wow, what is... Ooh. Woo-hoo-hoo. Just in time, because we had a car behind us. But man, with everything else done exquisitely in so many ways, you know, the hairpin being an understandably difficult challenge, this is like the only turn or part of the gauntlet that has gone backwards in a pretty big way. So I'm here for 2 laps consecutively, one causing a disengagement. That didn't cause a disengagement because we didn't have any cars around us, but that left is 100% as of 2 laps of testing a regression. We'll see how it happens with lap 4, because lap 1 was a different version of this. So lap 4, we're gonna reproduce it again. I am all about consistency and getting more data. That is what you do as a scientist in any field. You get more and more data against the control to measure the variable to see if your hypothesis is true or if you get different observations or information. I'm not sure what was happening there. Okay, that was not the beta's fault. That's again why having it in full screen that I can mess up. It was arriving at our destination and was trying to turn in. So that was, Mew was totally fine. He did nothing wrong there. I just had to take over to prevent us from actually entering that parking lot while I was talking to you guys. So since I am running low on charge and everything, we're gonna probably get in one more good lap, which is good for video length, as well as making sure that Mew is able to get plugged in and relax for a little while after being tortured. So I'll see you guys on lap 4. All right, my friends, the final lap. I would probably do more if I wasn't at 12%. But for the sake of not making this into an hour-long video, I think 4 laps is a pretty good amount there. And we will do more testing for sure, especially as new variants come out. So hopefully they come along. Very good. I expect from now on that I'll probably be inching the system forward with the throttle from stop signs, at least when I have passengers or people behind me, because it is back to really taking its time. Again, understandably due to adhering to the recall. So it was, I think, 0.4 on the original recall. Interesting behavior, kind of preemptively slowing down after this van is initially pulled in, which makes sense. Still nobody in these 2 spots. I'll be curious to see how future gauntlets do with cars there. Now this first right turn, we've got someone behind us this time. So we need to get forward, see where we're going, and move along. Hey, not bad, not bad. Okay, cool. It's almost like the system was succumbing to the pressure a little bit too wide there. This freaking Kia is up our butt. Man, I hate how humans drive. Excellent execution for this on-ramp. They are really up our rear end. You can see it right here on the map. That is so annoying. All right, hopefully their impatient ways don't mess up our merge. So let's see. We're getting over, they're coming up, but we do it. All right. Ooh, it feels like Mew just gave him a little brake check. God, he is right on us. You are why humans should not be behind the wheel. You piece of work. Wow. Man. Anyway, good job, Mew. He handled that really well. Better than most humans probably would. You know, no rage ensuing. It takes a lot to get under my skin, given how much I drive. And, man, wow. All right, that aside, back to the fun. We are coming up on 8 East in Hotel, and I don't want to jinx it by saying the wrong thing, but I've been impressed so far with what's happened. So far, the lingering challenges for this course, navigational fluke aside, which still was really strange, the hairpin, sorry, brain just turned off for a second. The hairpin and the double left, the actual turn, seem to be the only remaining problem. So, okay, cool. It's like alternating, and we're gently kind of getting into this lane, but with no turn signal. That was a little late. That was a little late, buddy. That was a little bit too human, if you ask me. But the finesse, the execution, spot on. Etiquette? Maybe not as much. Perfect handling of Hotel Circle. I would be pretty, now that we've done the 2 and then can't really jinx it, I think it solved that problem. Could work on a little bit of how it handles the way the lane splits with, you know, turn signals and consistently choosing to stay in the inner lane or knowing if it's in the outer lane to execute with the turn signal. I actually don't remember now if, I think the first time it did that on lap 2, I believe, it did use its turn signal. Cool thing is, you can just go back down in the chapters at the bottom of the screen and figure that out. So, final time for the day, going into the hairpin. these last two maneuvers seem to be the hardest remaining portion of this course that don't seem to cause a disengagement every time, but are still very much in need of refinement. If I have vehicles down here, I'll find myself pushing the throttle, which needing to apply throttle like that to me is just about as bad as a disengagement, because without me here and fully autonomous mindset, it would just cause a traffic buildup. So we're kind of doing it again. We're pausing really far back with absolutely nobody around us. Once it decides to go, it's great. You know, and now that I'm thinking about it, I'm suspecting that perhaps the way it's handling recall, or the fix of the recall for stop signs, might be playing into that, even though that stop sign is not for us. That's just my suspicion there, my hypothesis for that. Oh man, this is still so refreshing. Just naturally staging early for this left. And it's so beautifully ironic that that is so exquisite. And I'm using these words intentionally. It is not just good, it's exquisite for it to be so bad right here, which we do have a vehicle to our right. Okay. Ugh, better than the last lap, but still really sloppy. Not a disengagement though, and this time we had a car next to us. Good data point there. So execution of that turn 3 laps in a row, I'm sorry to say, my friends, that is regressive in nature. That is not as good as it's been. However, measuring that against everything else we've seen today, I could not care less. That'll get solved. This is a monumental, and I'm saying that intentionally, I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. If you followed my gauntlet testing, this is a monumental improvement in execution, finesse, consistency, all check marks. Monumental. So I'm going to take over here to avoid turning into the right like we were going to try to last time, because I really got to go charge. We're down to 11%. But my final closing thoughts, again, monumental improvement in execution. Perfect? No. We had a disengagement. We have some sloppy spots. It has not mastered the gauntlet. It has not, in my opinion, beaten the gauntlet. But it went toe-to-toe trading blows, and I think it had the upper hand. And, you know, if this was a boxing match and we were going into like round 10, I'm pretty sure the judges would raise the Beta's hand as the champion. So it is a really, really, really good sign and a major confidence booster. And I cannot wait to hit this more. I'm probably going to do the gauntlet a few more times over the next week or so in different settings, because we did this in average. I'll do it in chill. I'll do it in assertive. And we'll just see how it measures out. That's the best thing about gathering data. The more, the better. Build a good, robust sample size, and you really get a good idea for what's going on. Please hit me with all of the thoughts, opinions, suggestions, ideas, everything. I really appreciate all of you that have been waiting patiently for me to get version 11 and get back into the game here. And now that I've got it, oh man, be ready. Videos to come. But thanks everybody so much. I'm gonna dodge these potholes, plug in, and I will see you guys later. All right, well, let's see. Do we have the same level of authority coming into this corner like we did on the last one? Oh, beautiful. Yeah, okay. S tier. Yep, that did it for me. And then the dreaded 163 merge. It maintains that name or nomenclature due to its difficulty up until about version 10.11, 10.69. Interesting. We have a failure on our route planning. Interesting. It's trying to reroute. It won't be able to jump over far enough or quick enough here. I'm gonna let this go ahead and go. And let's see, we've had a course in the past where the system's had to figure itself out here. What we're about to experience, if it's anything like last time, is a series of go left, go right, go left, go right, because it's gonna reroute us over and over. We're doing this for science. See, now we're in the far left lane. It wants us to take this right turn up here. Wow, the authority at which we're totally clear the Beta got over. Oh, but the nav messed it up. I'm giving a little throttle because we got a vehicle coming up behind us, trying to keep everybody safe. It would have had it. It would have had the execution. The maps are getting in the way because we're in a perpetual left-right scenario, and I can't let it continue. And this is cool. Due to navigational rerouting, the FSD Beta can't exercise or execute a maneuver in time. So you get to see that in real time. That is popping up every time I disengage, and I can do a 10-second voice clip to describe what has happened or why the system has messed up. So I think what I'll do is I will throw this in at the end of the video, because that was a really big navigational fluke. It didn't even reflect on the map that there was even a deviation in the route. That was, and to the system's credit, this is the most important part. It gave itself the authority, with everything out of the way, all things considered, to get over, to make that right turn, to turn around. But then the nav system rerouted again, and it caused Mew to go, oh shoot, I gotta go left now. So that's a fault clearly in the maps, and how that was causing a new directional path versus letting the beta continue on its course because it was going to do it. Oh man. So that is frustrating, but really cool to witness, and that's why I like the scientific approach to everything, especially when it comes to this system. So I'll quit yammering on. This is likely going to be at the end of the video as an extra little bonus. We'll see, because this was originally lap 2, full transparency. I don't know to consider that a gauntlet failure, because the maps just said, yeah, go this way. So we'll see what happens with the other 2 laps, because capability-wise, lap 1 was amazing. And I'm hoping to see the same with laps 2 and 3, official laps 2 and 3. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will have this up as fast as I can. I want all of the comments and questions, and there is a level 2 version of the gauntlet that I have ready for when it is mastered this one. So keep your eyes out for that. Take care.